And you think, well, golly, I'm not moving, but you are.
You're just
Because
going
you're
with the
going, you
wind.
don't feel the wind in your face.
See, the wind's coming this way, right behind you.
But you can look at the back and
Well, how about that? We are sailing on this episode of the Love Lake
you
Martin
are
Show.
sailing. You're sailing.
Yeah, you're sailing.
I am sailing on this episode of the Love Lake Martin Show.
Trey and I now have been at the closing table multiple times with happy clients.
Yes.
And I want to really brag on two things that Trey does better than anyone else in the business that I've ever worked with. Number one, he gets their loans closed quickly. It's so important because people are so excited they're ready to own that house, and Trey pushes them right through the process in a very positive way. The second thing is communication. They know exactly what has happened, what is happening at the moment, and what is going to happen before closing. It's awesome, Trey. Great job.
I appreciate it. And coming from your point of view, I really appreciate it. We know how excited people are to get in there and spend their first night, walk out on their dock for the first time, you know, so, and just to communicate with them all along the way, from application all the way to the closing table, and really after. We have a lot of people call and say, hey, I just want to tell you about my first night, the first week, and it's really kind of neat. So,
Well, keep
thank
it
you.
up.
It's good.
Got a nice wind, boat's heeling a little bit. Just a nice day here. Get a little, we usually get a little 4 or 5 o'clock puff in the evening when
Yep.
the temperature changes, but this is just a great lake to sail on. Usually fall and spring are the sailing systems, the sailing seasons, but in the summer, after a front comes through, you'll get some wind. It's usually a little hotter, and you really want a sailboat to be moving.
Yes.
And when it's really hot, but
It
you
can,
just
it
pick
can
your-
get really hot.
Oh yeah, it really.
And
can.
a lot of times what we'll do is jump off the back of the sailboats when it's really hot and drag behind the boat on the ladder to cool off, and then get back in and sail a little bit more and pack picnics and just go out and enjoy the day. It is just gorgeous. Well, the club, when did they develop the club? Was it 60s? It's in the 60s. And we were located over in the ridge area underneath the power lines. And Russell Lands had a lease for us, and they decided that they were going to develop that area, and so we had to move. And they offered us this point, and basically it was just an undeveloped piece of woods, but a beautiful body of water. And we lost a good portion of our members. We had members that were older and just thought, this is impossible. We're never going to be able to build another club. It's too much work. We can't do it. But we had 30 members that just said, let's do it. And so we just dug in. And for the last 3 years, we have literally 30 members rebuilt that club. And it was a lot of hard work every weekend during the week, volunteer work.
I mean, that is dedication,
Yeah,
Mary.
it was. It was. Because we love sailing. Because we love sailing.
This is a lot better area to sail in.
You could not ask for a better area to sail.
It's not as many boats, jet skis, fishing boats.
One thing that we all see in the future is having national regattas on this lake out of this club. And those regattas bring families, restaurant, people will go to the restaurants, they'll stay in hotels. You can have a national regattas with hundreds of boats. And we see this club hosting national regattas because you can sail year-round here. And winter sailing is some of the best sailing we have. And I think it's gonna go big. I think sailing on this lake for children is gonna be huge. I really do. I think people are excited, the community's excited. To me, this has been the easiest year for selling tickets, just letting people know this is what we're doing and this is for the youth on the lake. And people are excited about it. Everybody wants to send their kids here to sail, so I think it's gonna be a great asset. And one of the things that I tell the real estate folks is when you're selling homes to retired people who have grandchildren, and their grandchildren come for a week or two in the summer and they don't know what to do with them, they can bring them to our club and let them sail for a week and learn how to sail. We're going to have weekly programs, we're going to have whole summer programs. And because we're a 501c3, They don't have to be a member of the club to send their kids to sail with us. They can sign up for a week or 2 week sail, or the whole summer if they're local kids and they want to sail on the whole summer program. It won't be this summer hiring a full-time certified sailing school instructor, but we hope to have that in place for next summer. And so it will be up to that sailing school instructor how they want to structure it. But I think it's going to be affordable. I think we're going to make it affordable, because what we want to do is we want to expose kids to sailing. And that's the most important thing. So it will probably be, morning sailing, play in the afternoon, lunch, and then maybe go up in the afternoons for a little bit. The instructors will structure it the way they want it. It might be morning sailing, 3 days a week, or morning, afternoon sailing. It just depends how they want to do it.
So something huge that is going on this summer is Garmin.com/marine is here filming Lake Martin. They will have the most detailed map of the bottom of Lake Martin. They have 2 crews, one starting at the north end of the lake, working their way down south, and one at the south end, of which we just saw, working their way north. Already they have found remnants of buildings and roadbeds. There's no telling what they're going to find on this 880 miles of shoreline we love to call Lake Martin.
Hey, we're with Get a Real Estate Live at the Crew Lending Crawfish Bowl, and we love Lake Martin!
This is absolutely amazing. We are 60 days into your new construction job here at Parker Creek on Narrows Point. What have y'all been up to?
Well, after our last set with us, we continued framing. That took on for about 3 weeks, and we got to this stage. All the plumbing's been roughed in. Now the windows and doors have been delivered, and as soon as that starts, the HVAC contractor feels confident he can start next Monday, and the electrician Gene's right behind him. So it's on a good schedule, I have to admit. But the weather's helped. And if he just pans over there, you can kind of see what the view's like here at Parker Creek. Like so many of the houses, you just can't beat it.
Well, you have a very happy set of clients. They are thrilled with the progress, and I just find it quite amazing. Good job, Bill.
Okay, thank you, Paige. We'll see you again in about 30 days.
Hey, we are with a true professional today. We are with Herb Winches, the owner of the hottest place on Lake Martin in lovely Parker Creek, The Landing. Welcome.
Well, that's nice of you to say. The hottest place. I like that, Paige.
Well, it's true. Have you always been a water person? What's your draw?
I'll tell you the history there, and I got to give credit to my dear friend of nearly 40 years, Terry Henley, who owns the Parker Creek water system. Terry, years ago, said, Herb, come down to our lake house, you and Betty. Let's spend the weekend. We're going to an Auburn game. I said, I'd love to. The first time I came on this lake was 13 years ago, and we stayed over at Terry's house, and he took me all around Lake Martin. I fell in love with it. I said, where have I been? I've been in Birmingham forever, and I'd never been on Lake Martin. I said, Terry, if you see anything available, and sure enough, the home we live in now came available. He called me. Betty and I came down here. He took us to our house, and we bought it on the spot, and we've been down here. This will be our 13th year on Lake Martin.
Tell us about the concept and how you did this.
Well, the process started truly about 3.5 years ago. My home is located directly behind us, about, maybe a good solid wedge, about 150 yards. And for years I'd looked at this property, and then I got to know the owner of the marina, Austin Singleton, Singleton Marine Group. Mm-hmm. He and I began discussing, and one thing led to another, and we both agreed there was nothing here on the west side of the lake. Everything was going east and even further, way down to Dadeville. The more we talked about it, he said, well, it's going to impact you more than anybody because it's pretty much in your front door, which it is. I said, Austin, I'm all for it. So we partnered up. One thing led to another, got our permit, we built, and then I got the idea with the shipping containers. I've often thought that would be great here on the lake, this concept. So I went to Atlanta, I designed the shipping containers, came up with the logo, the name, and then the rest is history. Had them delivered, and then after everything got going, we've reached an agreement. Now I'm taking it over. And believe me, it's been a joy. Here we are going into our second season. First year, we didn't open until late June. And so this is our first experience being this early in the season. And this is our fourth weekend to be open, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it has truly, truly been rewarding. It's the way people have embraced us on this lake it's been incredible.
Well, it's very family friendly. I
Yes.
mean, you've got cornhole, there's volleyball, we have the amazing beach.
With the ladder ball, the volleyball has been very, very successful. I have Jenga. I have the big Jenga. So I wanted to make it family first, and that's what we've done. And I can tell you from watching it, observing it, every weekend a dad and mom will come and they say they got 3 or 4 kids and they got 3 or 4 friends with them. I get that big of a group here.
Yes.
And the kids go out here and play. The family can sit here and relax, but they can keep an eye on them there or at the beach. And I've got a place out there where families can gather, and then they can sit there and have a drink, or they can have something to eat and watch their children play the beach. And I've got it roped off. It's only 3.5 feet, so I try to be careful with that, but it's just worked. To see this all come together has been it's just been amazing to watch, and we continue to grow. I've added a lot of things in the off season that I felt like we need improving, and we've done that, and so far it's been very successful. And I got to say something about my staff. I'm very fortunate. We have all of our staff that has come back for the second season. I can't say enough about our head chef, Rob Till, and his staff. Brian, we call him B Money because he's always on the money. We got a great staff. They stand in that kitchen container and starting at 11 o'clock in the morning until 9 at night till we close the kitchen. And they just do a great job. And I'm so proud of our food. Paige, I've said one thing. I knew in my mind I could create an atmosphere. Atmosphere is great at the lake.
Yes.
But you need to have, I said you got to have good food. Well, I'm here to tell you, in my opinion, I think we have great food. And if you look at some of the reviews on Yelp and Facebook,
Yes.
we average about a 4.8 out of 5 stars.
We'll take it.
And so my main goal this year was to improve the menu. We've made it better. We've made it healthier. I've added a lot of like a vegetable plate. We have a Duroc pork chop. We have a steak, but we also have a shrimp salad. We have chicken salad. We've just kind of expanded the menu to embrace what people enjoyed last year.
Space for a football field anywhere?
We might work that out. I'd have to move a few things around, but we can play some touch football anyway.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for loving Lake Martin.
Thank you, and I appreciate the work you do, Paige. As I mentioned to you before we sat down, I watch you frequently, and I can tell your passion and love for Lake Martin. And of course, real estate here has never been hotter. And I like to say Parker Creek is really, I used to say the next big thing. It's become the big thing now.
It is the big thing.
And I thank you for what you do too.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Spring sets the tone for the 2016 Lake Martin Market. Data just in. Homes are selling, and they are selling fast. On average, houses are staying on the market 100 days less than this time last year. So buyers, if you are interested, it is time to get down and look at your home. Sellers, what does this mean for you? Buyers are out there and they are excited and want to see your house. If you want to move up or around Lake Martin, now is the time to list. And it's also great to know that prices are a little bit more than they were this time last year. So give me a call. Check out PaigePatterson.com and always love Lake Martin on Facebook.